Hi guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to my channel, to my bookland, and in today's coffee time, I am here to proudly present you my ambitious yet cool Monster-A-Thon TBR.
It's coffee time!
Somebody on Twitter told me about these readathon, and they said that I would really enjoy it, and I went straight to check what these readathon was all about, and I absolutely loved the concept. And it is the whole month of September, which means that you have time to read a lot of books, and it is also in teams, so it's gonna be a lot of fun, and you get to read a lot of like spooky books and books with monsters and things like that right before Halloween, just to get you in the mood. So I thought this was perfect, and obviously I had to join. There is going to be 3 different teams. There is the conspiracies, the beasts, and the one that I decided to join, which is the hunts. And every team has 2 different hosts, so there are a total of 6 people that are hosting this readathon, and I'm going to leave the links to all of their channels down below, so you can go ahead and check them out. And also I'm going to link for you the original video announcing this readathon, where you have the whole information of what has to be read by which group, and you also will find their links to the Excel sheets and everything. It's super well organized, so I'm gonna leave all the information related to the readathon in the description box for you guys. Another really cool thing about this readathon is that we are going to be in teams accumulating points for the team, but you are basically accumulating points to terrorize the villagers, and I thought that was so cool and so fun. And we're all kind of reading like short stories from the same book, as well as one of the challenges, which I thought it was really cool and gave me an excuse to purchase that book as well. So let's get now to all of the different challenges. So the book that was chosen for this readathon, this Monster-A-Thon, it is this one here, Unnatural Creatures, stories chosen by Neil Gaiman. So there's a lot of different stories that come from totally different authors. It's just that these stories were handpicked by Neil Gaiman to be included in this compilation. So every team has to read a different short story. The one from my team, The Hunts, is going to be actually the very last story in the book, which is called Come Lady Death. Sounds fantastic, and that is the one that I am going to be reading to accumulate enough points to terrorize all the villagers. So challenge number 1 and 2, I am actually going to combine in one book, and that is challenge number 1. Read a book that includes a classic horror creature, who could be, witches, vampires, werewolf, a specific ghost, whatever you want. And the second challenge is to read a book over 400 pages, and for that I have chosen Hunting Prince Dracula by Kerry Maniscalco, because it has to do with Prince Dracula, which for me it's a classic horror creature from literature, and also is over 400 pages. And I really want to continue the series. I read Stalking Jack the Ripper last year and I enjoyed it. So I picked up the second book on the series, and this one is perfect for these readathon. So this is going to be my pick for challenges 1 and 2. The next challenge is to read a book that can fall into different genres, and for that I have picked Contagion. I know it does not contain any monsters, but it is a sci-fi horror, so it combines 2 things that I absolutely love. It's a book that I still have not read, and so I am using it for challenge number 3, even though it doesn't contain any monsters. But the challenge per se doesn't say that it has to contain monsters. It just says, to choose a book that combines 2 different genres, and at least it's sci-fi horror, so it's kind of horror related. And I'm really excited to read this one because I love sci-fi horror that includes, like, epidemic things and kind of apocalyptic situations because of a virus spreading. So I am super stoked for this book. Challenge number 4 is to read a book where the monsters are actually human. So I decided to pick for this one a true crime book, but you can pick any book basically where there is a human that maybe turns into a monster or is a monster because of things he has done. But I have decided to pick one that has to do with different serial killers, and that is Murderabilia by Craig Robertson. I found this book just by chance in a bookstore, in a very small bookstore here in Cologne, and I decided to take it right away because it combines, you know, books and serial killers, which are things that I enjoy learning about, serial killers and true crime stories. And it's basically I suppose it's a thriller in which basically there is a black market where objects and things that were used for crimes and murders are being auctioned for people that collect this kind of objects. And I am super intrigued because I hope that it's going to tell a little bit of the background of the objects and all of that. So I am using this one for challenge number 4, taking the serial killers that are humans as monsters. Next we have challenge number 5, which is to read a manga/graphic novel that includes monsters, and for that I have chosen The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Volume 1. Now I had the loose issues of these and I read them years ago, but I decided to buy now the new volumes that they have done since the Netflix show came out, and I have not reread this in a long time, so I've decided now to reread it for this readathon. Challenge number 6 is to read a book that was recommended to you by more than 1 people, and that is Campfire by Sean Sarles. So last year they announced this book, and a couple of people that had read it told me that I might enjoy it, that it would be something down my alley. So I decided to pick it up, but I still have not read it. So it's perfect for this Monster-A-Thon and also perfect for September to, you know, warm up for October and the Halloween season, where I'm gonna be watching and reading a lot of horror because it's the season. We just use it as an excuse. And basically it is a book in which they are telling a horror story in a campfire of like kind of like a myth or a story that has been passed on year after year about how some people that were in that camp were slashed and murdered one night. And so, you know, it gives me kind of Friday the 13th vibes with that. So I am super excited and I cannot wait to read it. Challenge number 7 is Sacrifice, which is to read a book that somebody else unhauled. So I have been watching a couple of unhauling videos lately, and my girl Jess from Jess Reads Books, she exactly uploaded an unhaul not long ago, and I was like, this is perfect. And I watched her unhaul, and there was one book that I have that it's, you know, at least it's a mystery thriller, so it's kind of into the vibe of horror, and she unhauled it, and I decided to sacrifice myself and read it for this Monster-A-Thon, and that is The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. This was recommended to me. I bought it. I never read it, and since Jess has unhauled it, I decided to sacrifice myself and pick this one up, and we will see. With thrillers, there's always hit or miss, so I'm still gonna give it a chance, and we shall see. And the last 3 challenges, there are basically 1 challenge for each team, so I am only going to do the one for my team, but you can also go ahead and do all 3 of them as you wish. But the one for my team, which is The Hunt, is to read the book that has a ghost or something supernatural, and for that I picked The Turning by Francine Prose. It is based on this house that it's supposed to be maybe haunted because a family moves in there, and then suddenly they start seeing people that they don't know if they're there or not. I think it has to do with something supernatural that happens in the house, or with ghosts that are attached to the house, something like that. I don't really know too much, because with this kind of books I don't want to read too much about it, because it's nice when you get surprised. It's also kind of short, thank God, because I mean some of these books are a little bit more chunky, and this all I have to read in 1 month, so I really hope to be able to go through all of them. So this is going to be the last one, and there you have it. this is my official TBR for the Monster-A-Thon that is going to be taking place, like I said, the whole month of September. You still have time to join us, to pick one of the 3 teams and, you know, have some fun with us. And if you do the Monster-A-Thon, let me know down below. Post a link of your TBR video so I can check which books are you gonna be reading. And as always, you guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for all your support. Please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more coffee times, and click on the notification bell so you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. If you want to follow me in other social media, I do have Facebook, Instagram, and also Twitter. You will find the links to those channels in the description box down below, as well as all the information related to these Monster-A-Thon so that you can also join if you wish. And I hope to see you all in the next coffee time. Bye!